The self-care or self-deception. We live in a world obsessed with self-care. It's everywhere you look. Scroll through Instagram, and you'll see perfectly curated images of green smoothies, yoga poses, and bubble baths. It's tempting to get swept up in the aesthetic. We're told that buying that face mask or attending that workout class is the key to happiness. But what if this modern version of self-care is actually a distraction? What if it's preventing us from confronting the deeper issues within? Is it self-care, or just a performance review for the internet? Beneath the surface, the curated world of social media often masks a deeper reality. We see images of people seemingly at peace, their lives a symphony of self-care rituals. But how often do these images reflect the truth? Take, for instance, Sarah, a young professional who meticulously documented her self-care routine online. Her followers marveled at her dedication to yoga and fitness, her skincare and healthy meals, her journaling habits, and her seemingly effortless ability to find moments of tranquility. But behind the perfectly filtered photos, Sarah was struggling. The pressure to maintain her online persona was taking its toll. When the camera turned off, she felt anxious. Her self-care routine, once a source of joy, had become another item on her to-do list. She felt increasingly disconnected from herself, her energy depleted by the constant need to project an image of perfection, like she was wearing healing, not living it. Sarah's story is a reminder that self-care shouldn't be about appearances. It's about tuning into our inner world, not projecting an image for the outside world to admire. The quest for quiet. When self-care becomes just another task, it loses its essence. It becomes a chore, something we feel obligated to do rather than something we genuinely enjoy. We find ourselves going through the motions, checking off boxes on our self-care to-do lists, without truly connecting with ourselves. The problem is that true self-care requires stillness. It requires us to silence the noise of the world and listen to the whispers of our hearts. It's about creating space for reflection and introspection, for acknowledging our emotions and understanding our needs. It's about being aware of the self before caring for it, because unless we know, we'll keep feeding the body while the true self starves. This self-awareness is the foundation of authentic self-care. It allows us to make choices that truly nourish our minds, bodies, and spirits. A deeper dive into self-care. True self-care goes beyond bubble baths and face masks. It's about tending to our emotional and spiritual well-being. It's about acknowledging our pain, our fears, our insecurities, and meeting them with compassion. It's about learning to forgive ourselves for our mistakes and embracing our imperfections. This kind of self-care isn't always easy. It requires courage to confront the parts of ourselves we'd rather keep hidden. But it's in this vulnerability that we find true strength. We begin to understand that our imperfections are not something to be ashamed of, but rather an integral part of what makes us human. When we embrace our whole selves, flaws and all, we create space for healing and growth. This is the essence of true self-care, a journey of self-discovery, of embracing our light and our darkness, of cultivating a deep and abiding love for ourselves. The path to peace. In a world that constantly bombards us with stimulation, finding stillness can feel like a radical act, but it is in the quiet moments that we connect with our true selves. True self-care begins where content ends. No filters, no validation, just you, meeting yourself for the first time in a long time. So the next time you think of self-care, ask, who is the true self I need to care for? Because until we start caring for self beyond the appearances, we're just sweeping the floor of a house with a cracked foundation. So take a moment, be still, observe your breath. Cultivate mindfulness practices. They allow us to step off the treadmill of busyness and reconnect with our inner peace. As we cultivate stillness, we begin to see more clearly. We become more aware of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. We start to make choices from a place of awareness rather than reactivity. If this stirred something in you, take a moment, not to scroll but to sit, be still, and listen. The self has been waiting. Like, share and subscribe if you'd want to watch more of such content.